Hey, what's going on, guys? The Beldam is back for a brand new video. And first of all, I wanted to wish all of you a safe and happy and fun Independence Day. I no longer celebrate it, but I hope you guys are having a good time. So I hope you guys are having a great one, a great Independence Day. Anyways, this video is going to be a movie review. Initially, uh, I was planning on seeing the last Purge movie today, but because people want to be drinking and all that bullshit and just want to ruin everyone's lives, um, the plans were canceled. And initially, I was also going to think about seeing it tomorrow, but if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really have that much interest in seeing it anyway because it just doesn't look that interesting to me. I'll probably catch it on streaming and review. Uh, yeah, I'll catch it on streaming sometime this year, but I just don't really have any interest in seeing it. Uh, yeah. So, anyways, that's out the way. What we're talking about here is I watched I watched the new Amazon Prime original this weekend, the Tommorow War, starring. Get my phone so I don't forget anything. The film stars Chris Pratt, Yvonne Strahovski, J.K. Simmons, Betty Gilpin from uh, The Hunt, excuse me, Sam Richardson, Edwin Hodge from The Purge, Jasmine Matthews, and Keith Powers, and it says in addition, Mary Lynn Rutschkub and Mike Mitchell portray Nora and Cohen respectively, while Sainson portrays Martin dance student. And yes, that's I like this character. So I'm gonna just keep this handy. It's on the Wikipedia page, so I don't forget anything. So this movie was supposed to come out in December of last year, but of course, due to the pandemic, everything in like theaters closing, it was pushed up to this year and released in July. It was released on July 2nd. Amazon bought it for $200 million, and it was strictly a Prime original. And so, unfortunately, you couldn't. Unfortunately, I checked. You can't like rent it or buy it on Amazon. You have to strictly be a Prime member to see it. So, if you guys have Prime, I'm already getting into the recommendations, but I I will get to that when I get to that. But pretty sure I'm pretty sure most of you know the story for this movie. It's about okay. Uh, Chris Pratt plays a character named Dan Forrester. He's a biology teacher. He's a high school biology teacher and a former Green Beret who served 2 tours in Iraq. So he does have military. So he does have military experience. And in this movie, him, and well, before all the events of the story start, Chris Pratt just plays like the usual everyday man. He's a family man. He has a good life, and one night when his family was having a party, they're watching the world. I believe it's the World Cup, or it could be just some random soccer match. But they're watching the game, and all of a sudden, on the TV, this giant like fluctuation of like cosmic matter. It's like this time travel door opens, and a group of soldiers step out, and they address to everyone in the world who are watching the soccer match that they are from the future, 2051, I believe. The movie takes place in 2022. So, and they are fighting a war in the future against these alien creatures called the White Spikes, and they're losing. So they are recruiting people to join them in their battle, and people have to be sent to the future to fight in the battle. And of course, this starts like stirring up a lot of controversy in the media, and people are just like they're getting upset because more than likely the people that go to fight in this war will not come back. They and most of them end up deceased. Like, I'm pretty sure what happens in any kind of war. And the people they recruit, they're losing great numbers. So they're recruiting people who don't have like a lot of military experience in combat. They're recruiting like the everyday people. And people just they are scared to death, which is understandable because they're going to fight in this war. And Chris Pratt and some other companies are recruited to be sent into the future to fight alongside. And obviously, like the Chris Pratt and his company, they are. He's the only one, like he's one of the main few who he did serve 2 tours in Iraq, so he does have military experience. But the people he encounters, like they don't have a lot of experience in that era, and I have. I said era, that area. So he just, long story short, he, it's just it's a long movie, so there's a lot of details, but it's not like an overly complicated movie. There is time travel involved, obviously, but it's not, it's also kind of a summer, it's also a summer movie. There's lots of there's lots of explosions. There's a lot of action, but there's also at its core kind of a heart to it. The characters in this movie are really likable, especially Charlie and Martin. Those two, outside of Chris Pratt's character, are outside of Fort Dan, are probably my favorites. I thought those guys were really good, and when Charlie's there, he's kind of like you can almost say he's like the comedy relief of the film, but he doesn't get like annoying. And there's also and like I'm trying not to get like I don't want to give too many spoilers in this movie because I would recommend you watch it if you are a Prime member. It's if you like this like if you like big summer action flicks, you probably will enjoy this and there's just like a lot to unpack with this movie. I just can't explain it all without this being like a long video. I just say I would recommend it. I really did enjoy it. I really did. It's I also want to quickly touch on I, the design of the white spikes, the enemy. Uh, I've heard some criticism. I guess I've heard some criticisms from some friends who weren't fans of these aliens. I personally thought they looked awesome. I really did. They, uh, I just rewatched it, but you don't see them at first. When they first get to the future, you don't see the white spikes at first, only from a distance. But when you actually do see them up close, they're actually really their design is really cool and kind of threatening. These are genuine they're a genuine threat. And there's and the ending of the movie kind of reminded me a little bit of the ending of Alien versus Predator. I won't say how. I would recommend you go into to it yourself and see. But I thought it was. I thought this movie was just a. I thought this movie was just a blast. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars on my letterbox. I think that's a fair score because it's not like a deep, complex movie, but it's also there's a lot of heart, but there's also plenty of action in it, and it's a really enjoyable, thrilling ride. So yeah, I would recommend it. So yeah, that's my little review of the Tommorow War. My next movie review is most likely going to be on um, Fear Street 1990, Fear Street Part 1, 1994. I'm really looking forward to watching that. I'm gonna watch it immediately after this video, and I I'll probably talk a little bit about what my short experience was with the Fear Street books. There's really not that much, but I'll let you know my thoughts on that one. So yeah, just a little review for you guys, and again, I hope you guys are having a safe and happy Independence Day. Thank you for watching my video. Comment below what you thought of it if you've seen the Tommorow War. And I will talk to you soon in the next video.